Dusktown. I wonder what Fenn's found that led him back down there. Does his message give any indication of where we can find him? The settlement isn't big, but it's not exactly small either. Well, that's a start. You know, I never imagined I'd be working alongside a vampire, let alone one I respect. With all the leeches we've already had to kill, it's nice to see another side. Fenn's different. You go on ahead. I need to get my axe sharpened before I go back down into Blackreach. I'll catch up with you in Dusktown. Glad I found you. Now let's get Fenn and return to the Blue Palace. Fenn, you in here? Let's look around. Fenn never struck me as a messy person. Could there have been a struggle here? Burnt papers. Someone was trying to hide something. Burnt journal pages, Fenn's flask, and a strange old key. All found among clear signs of a struggle. But other than what's in the flask, we didn't see any blood. That means Fenn was probably taken alive. The key looks dwarven to me, and the notes mention a dwarven tower. They could be connected. The notes also indicate that Fenn was going to meet with someone named Edyar east of the Dusktown Bridge. You start there and I'll check with the locals. We have no idea who Edyar is, or who took Fenn for that matter. It could be this Ashen Lord we heard mentioned, or maybe the Icereach Coven. The question is, why take Fenn at all? Why not just kill him? Does he have information they need? More than likely. If they want to get information out of him, death might be preferable to whatever tortures they have planned. Let's get to it. You find this Edyar, and I'll see if the locals saw what happened here.
Sod off. This is my patch of ground. You don't listen too well, do you? All right. Talk fast and tell me why I shouldn't rip out your throat. The silk shirt kept notes? Of course he did. And where is Fennorian? He's late, and he still hasn't compensated me for the information I gave him. I need that key! Missing? Probably taken by the same bastard that has my packmates, Exart Singalis. Fennorian said he could provide a key to unlock their chains, if I told him about the experiments performed on us. If you can get that key, I'll tell you more. Hircine's fetid breath, that's it! Look, I managed to escape from Singalis' tower, but my packmates are still chained up in the Lightless Hollow. Use that key to set them free. Then, I'll tell you how to find Fennorian. The Lightless Hollow lies to the east, and Hircine's claws. Who is that tall woman?
Stand down. I'm a friend.
My packmates are in a work camp on the Lightless Hollow's west side. That's the big cavern to the east. You need that key to unlock the special chains that bind them. I'll meet you south of the work camp after you set them free. What else would you call them? My family? We're bound by a curse that makes us closer than any blood relatives. You find the pack and you stick together, or you die. Simple as that. I'm not leaving them in the hands of that insane Exarch. We're werewolves, all right? Do I have to spell it out for you? Look, Singalis captured us. Keeps us prisoner with chains of dwarven design. Only that key can set my pack free. I was lucky, but that kind of luck doesn't happen a second time. Singalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to lock the chains when I was brought back after one of my treatments. I can still feel the fire from when the needle pierced my skin. My blood flowing into his vials and beakers. It wasn't pleasant. Exarch Singalis. He's a vampire, part of a group called the Grey Host. They're military, but he's some sort of insane genius. An alchemist, a scholar, and he tinkers with machines. My pack wouldn't fight for them, so they found other uses for us. Digging, tunneling, actually, up toward the surface. Then, every so often, Singalis would send for one of us. The mad vampire likes needles. He would either take our blood, or inject something into us. Never said why, but he enjoyed his work. Fennorian really wanted to figure out what Singalis was doing to my pack. He studied my wounds, took some fluids, and went back to get that key. He never told me where he found it. Just that he'd set my pack free if I told him everything I know. He's probably in Singalis' experimentation chamber. I clawed my way out of there. It nearly killed me. I can tell you how to get inside, but you have to free my packmates first. Do that for me, and I'll help you find Fennorian.
None of the locals really wanted to talk. One or two admitted to seeing Fenn, but no one witnessed any kind of disturbance at his lodgings. At least, no one saw anything they were willing to tell me about. Is this Edyar? Does he know anything? Why is everything so complicated in this part of Skyrim? Alright, so tell me, what did Fenn agree to do for our half-naked friend over there? Packmates? Edyar is a werewolf? Pfft, this just keeps getting better and better. So I take it you know how you want to deal with this particular situation?
End this war, it will end us! Oh, Edyar, where are you? That scent. Why do you smell like Edyar? Edyar sent you. Then he made it. He's alive. That's wonderful news. Exarch Singalis experimented on me. I blacked out, but they thought I was dead. They tossed me out of the tower. Barely managed to crawl to this spot. Still at the camp, to the north. Hamild, Myrtilda, and Thevin. Save them before Singalis finishes them off. Just come back, All right. I don't think I can make it on my own.
No, not like that. Why can't you do anything right?
I'm working as fast as I can, you blood-sucking bastards! Hercine's claws. I thought I'd be digging forever. Thanks.
You don't smell like the Grey Host. Run before they catch you too. You set me free? I owe you one.
Damn vampires, working us like dogs. Finally. Thank you, stranger.
We should not linger, Edyar. The Grey Host could find us at any moment.
Head to the You actually did it. You freed my pack. Now it's my turn. If Exarch Zingalis took Fennorian, and I'm pretty sure he did, you'll find them both in the ruined Dwarven Tower. It's difficult to get inside if you're not a vampire, but I know a way. Like I said, Zingalis' helper made a mistake. Forgot to fasten my chains after one of my tortures. I slipped away, crawled along some pipes, and fell into a chamber with one of those dwarven lifts. There was also a door, the one behind me. It'll get you close. There's a big door that leads into Zingalis' lair, but it's sealed. You need to figure out the dwarven mechanism to open it. Then make your way to the experimentation chamber. That's probably where he's keeping Fennorian. The door's over here. Hurry, before they spot us.
Something turned on. Keep going. The gear started moving. You must be doing something right. That sounded promising. Let's try the door. This chamber's been used recently. Let's look around. That's an ugly plant. Must be the netherroot mentioned in the note. Why does everything connected to vampires involve blood? That was Fen! We need to keep moving.
It fights against its nature, Rada al-Saran. A weaker breed.
No sickness. Just the
That smell! It's overpowering! We need to shut down those machines! That's poison! Why are they spraying it on those plants? More of that netherroot. Turn off those sprayers or we'll never get across this chamber. The mist from that sprayer changed. Keep going. I think you figured it out. You seem to be on the right track. You did it! Now we can cross the chamber. Sure as bones, that stone husk is moving.
No! No! Why are you doing this to me?
The Ashen Lord crafted the plan. I am simply the architect of these trees. Feel free to scream when I peel back your flesh and apply this tool.
We have what we need. Last
They never would have caught me.
A shame he could not be recruited to our noble cause.
The machine will finish him momentarily, my lord.
Finish your work here, Singalis, then join me in the keep. You must bear witness when we make our move.
Of course, Rada al-Saran. I am eager to see the power of our ultimate Harrow Storm. New test subjects. Just in time. This one is about spent. You will do well in my machine. There's an art to pacifying uncooperative specimens. I cannot wait to cut open your skull.
It's too late for me.
Fen's delirious. See if you can free him.
Go. Warn solitude. You should have left me. Go warn solitude.
Exarch Singalis and Rada al-Saran talked freely while they tortured me. They're planning some sort of assault on Solitude. A massive hero storm. I need blood, but I won't drink from an unwilling person. In this state, even with a willing participant, I don't trust my restraint. If I only had my flask. My flask! Thank you, my friend. Rada al-Saran is the one they call the Ashen Lord, leader of the Grey Host. He and Singalis often went into the nearby sanctum to talk. I heard a few words. Map. Plan. But I couldn't make out the rest. Yes. Once I take a long drink from my flask, I'll join you.
Take your time. You've been through a lot.
They did whatever they wanted. I couldn't stop them. Exarch Singalis was insane. But he was also a genius. If he kept records, they'll be in here.
I see a map and some papers. Hey, partner, take a look. So, partner, what did you find? We set out to find Fen and bring him back to Solitude. Along the way, we learned more about our true enemy, killed one of their leaders, and acquired some valuable intelligence. That's a victory in my book. Not that I can think of. I'll make sure that Fen makes it to the Blue Palace. We'll meet you there. And don't forget that map and communique. Come on, Fen. Princess Svana herself requested your presence at the Blue Palace.
I don't believe I'm very good company right now.
Come on, Fen. We'll help you through this.
You risked so much to rescue me. Why would you do such a thing? I had a lead on that, but Singalis captured me before I could finish looking into that. I let Edyar down. Then I also owe you for reconciling my debt to Edyar. Exarch Singalis was experimenting with werewolf blood, both to determine why it renders them immune to hero storms, and to use it to strengthen the ritual components. Not by itself, but it gives me a place to start. With any luck, that map may provide additional clues. I need to rest. I'm sorry, my friend. This ordeal has been more difficult than you can imagine.
You are welcome here, Fennorian of House Ravenwatch.
I don't know what to say.
You're back! Lyris was just making introductions and was about to give her report. Why don't you tell me what happened? By all the Mead and Sovngarde, it's good to see you and the others. Your vampire scholar seems out of sorts, but I'm glad to make his acquaintance. Lyris tells me you ran into a bit of trouble. Care to explain? And I can't wait to hear all the details. In the meantime, let's take a look at what you found and try to devise a plan. Lyris didn't say much, but she indicated that time is short. Here, take this. You deserve a lot more, but it's all I can spare. The information you brought back from Blackreach might give us a fighting chance. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to use what you learned. My father be damned! The Grey Host? Where have I heard that name? Meanwhile, my father rounded up the Herald and moved his soldiers to the outer walls. Then he ordered the Quartermaster to stockpile Castle Dower. He's preparing Solitude to withstand a long siege. That might work against a mob of Reachmen, but thick walls can't stop a Herostorm. Any war we try to wage will be over before it starts if we don't find a way to stop them. Fen knows more about the storms than anyone. See what he suggests. Talk to Fen. If he has any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Magister Fidelia has been studying the Icereach Coven medallion, but she hasn't had a lot of success. She seems even less confident about reproducing their protective enchantment now. She identified necromantic components as part of the enchantment, as well as reach rituals. But she isn't an expert on either type of magic. Frankly, I think she's exhausted the scope of her knowledge. You mean other than hounding my father and serving as go-between for the Jarl of Morthal and the Magister of Carthald? I wrangled promises out of my father and showed our allies that someone in Solitude still cares. I got High King Svargrim to promise to dispatch soldiers to reinforce Morthal's defenses and send aid to Carthwatch. It's a start, but he hasn't actually issued the orders yet. I need to follow up with him after we're finished. Sort of. He admits he might have been wrong about the Icereach Coven, as far as that goes. But he still glares daggers whenever anyone mentions you or Lyris. So let's not bring up Fen, all right?
It's all right. I'm ready to help. I know what you need me to do. Put my experience behind me. Focus on the mission, just like Verandis taught me. Could you show me the research you recovered from Exarch Singalis' laboratory? These notes prove my theory. Netherroot is the key component of the Herostorm ritual. It's like a poison for the soul. Weakens the bonds to the body so it can be pulled free. They're harvesting life energy from anyone caught in the storms. I'm guessing, but it may have something to do with those stone husks we saw. Remember how the werewolf emerged from one? And look at the mixture you retrieved. It isn't like the residue we recovered from the witch pike. It's more concentrated. It's certainly what Singalis' notes imply. Despite how it looks, a plan is formulating in my mind. I think I can create an elixir, but I'll need more of this refined netherroot brew. And we need to solve the mystery of the Coven medallions. I know what you need me to do. Put my experience behind me. Focus on the mission, just like Verandis taught me.
See those marks? Grey Host sites that correspond to the communique we found. I know a commander's map when I see one. Each of those marks matches a location mentioned in the communique from Rada al-Saran, the leader of the Grey Host. I can already see where we need to go. That mark on the northwest coast, that's an Icereach Coven camp. The communique mentioned needing more medallions. Odds are, they come from there. And here, a Midland camp between Dragonbridge and Morthal. It's a staging ground for the Herostorms. More than likely. Those two locations should provide what Fen needs to finish his elixir. We can't bet everything on that, though. The communique mentions a warlord's camp in Blackreach. Maybe we can learn more about their ultimate plan there. Svanna, Fen, and I will divvy up the camps and scout ahead. Fen should investigate the coastal camp. I'll take the Midlands camp. That leaves Svanna with Blackreach. Meet up with each of us when you're ready. Then we'll hit each camp in turn. We don't have a lot of solid details, just what we've pieced together from the Grey Host's notes and communique. But I'll answer your questions the best I can. Which camp did you want to ask about? From what I can tell, the camp on the northwest coast is where the Coven first made landfall from Ice Reach. It's as close to a home base as they've got. They've established themselves there, so I'd expect it to be well defended, if not fortified. The communique mentioned orders to produce more of those medallions, probably to keep pace with the increase in harrow storms. I can't guarantee this is the coastal camp where the orders were sent, but it's the only one on the map. That's the one we know the least about, but it's where a lot of the Grey Host's warlords are gathering, at least according to the communique. It's the best place I can think of where we can get a look at those orders the Ashen Lord mentioned. The Grey Host isn't just hiding in Blackreach now. They're mounting an invasion, and this appears to be their primary staging ground. I expect they're stockpiling witch pikes, grey reliquaries, and other supplies here, including the refined brew.
Where's that half-witted hawk?
Svanna is heading to Blackreach, and Lyris wants to take the Midland camp, so I'm going to the coastal camp. I'll see you there. We should hurry, though. Once the Grey Host realizes we have this map, they might scatter like leaves in the wind.
Every man has his price. Mine is